Yeah, I mean, stats-wise, watching it back on film, being there on Saturday, I thought we outplayed them, in every category but the final score, unfortunately. So, you're sitting here licking your wounds on Monday rather than being excited about it. But I thought the guys played well. We played hard, moved the football offensively, got stops on defense. It was just kind of the perfect storm. We couldn't catch a break, way too many penalties to win a football game in crucial times. And then, of course, you look at it the way the game went. Every time we took a lead, they answered, which is good on their part. But, 150 yards more total low than they had. Outrush them by 75 or whatever it is. I felt like we controlled the game that way on both sides of the football. Defensively, special teams-wise, made some big plays. We're close on a couple block punts, and I thought, for a true freshman, Nick Nora to do what he did at the end of the game to put us in a situation to go down and win it was incredible. Unfortunately, we get a call that doesn't go our way, and that was kind of how the day went. So, outside of the final score, loved what we did. We came way too empty too many times in the first half, but the guys played well. I thought, as a whole, in all 5 games, week 1, everything went right. He didn't have to do a whole lot, put the ball up, and Champney and the boys went and made plays. But this was the best game he's played as a college Q. Managed it well. There's still some mistakes and some throws that he wishes he had back, but made a bunch of plays with his feet. Was much more comfortable in the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield. The first touchdown to start the second half. Eyes are in the right spot the whole way. He gets flushed a little bit and still remains a passer, and drops it right on D-Will for a touchdown. And then the one, to get us back in the game in the fourth quarter, gets flushed and ends up turning it into a scramble drill and finds Champney down the sideline for a long one as well. So made some really good plays with his feet to get into a situation to keep us on the field in third downs in the first half. But that's what he does. I've been saying it for 3 weeks. He needs to be able to move around, to be comfortable, when he can do that, obviously everything slows down for him at that point. He was much better from the pocket, but I thought he played his best football on Saturday, and hopefully keeping him healthy, we can continue to go that way here throughout the season. The guys played better up front. We let's call it what it is. The Wayne's box isn't Davenport, so that helped as well. So, but the other thing I think we did to help out our guys, it's not just all on them, is game plan wise, we gave the running game a little bit more of a chance on Saturday to get going. So it all kind of played together. But I think the one thing that gets left out often is Will Moreno makes things happen he's running through contact all the time and gets us out of trouble when things aren't blocked right. And, unless it's, egregious up front in terms of blowing an assignment, he's running through arm tackles and at least falling forward for positive yards. So we had too many tackles for loss. We didn't give up a sack on Saturday. We had too many where, we missed at the point of attack on some of those jet sweeps and we get tackled in the backfield. But, otherwise, anytime you can come out of a game, 30 rushes for 191, 27 passes for 215 or 216, whatever it was, when you can be that balanced, not only in the yardage but with the, ratio, that makes you tough to defend at that point. So obviously Alex Freeze and our wide receivers, our other backs, had a hand in that rushing attack as well. I thought offensively we did a nice job of keeping them off balance on Saturday, and that obviously helped with everything. Yep, and I think I mentioned that right after the game. We've got to be able to finish drives in those types of conditions. Drew had plenty of leg on those 2 40-yard field goals, but when the ball's hanging in the air that long, I don't know what the gusts were, but it was breezy the entire day. It's unfair to put it all on the kicker at that point. So the one I think of the 3 that Drew wishes he had back was the one going into half. we're down in short field goal. But, you watch two sail wide, pushing it in the first quarter. Now all of a sudden we're flipping the field, and then he overcompensates and yanks it, back the opposite way. So unfortunately, it just wasn't Drew's day. Had we not been called for the holding that, David brought up a second ago, where we're inside the 15 with 2 minutes left, at that point you're in kill the clock mode like we were in Upper Iowa, and we were throwing them right back out there to win it for us. So, we had all the confidence in the world that he was going to get it taken care of at the end of the game. Unfortunately, you get called, and rather than being at the 15, you're back to the 45 or 47 wherever we were, and now you're in a little bit of scramble mode at that point, trying to get back into it, and we just never could. So, tough deal for Drew on that day, but like I said, we were coming right back to him. So nothing's changed that way. He's won plenty of games for us. It just wasn't his day on Saturday. Yeah, like I said, you look at the score, the stat sheet, talking with our guys yesterday at our team meeting, watching back the film, with corrections and whatnot. We did way too much right on Saturday to not be rewarded the way we thought we should have been. Having said that, you go 10 penalties in any football game, especially at this level, it's tough to overcome that. I thought we did a nice job with not turning the football over, but then you start looking at the other factors of where your team discipline comes into play, and we've got offside penalties on third downs, which gives them a free down and a first down. We come out of the challenge that ended up apparently not being available to us at that point. You got them in a 3rd and long. We give up a long run to get them in a 4th and 1. They go for it on their own 30, get the first down. Offensively, get the holding call when you should have been inside the 15, or on special teams, you get a holding call on a punt return that gets you back to midfield. Every critical situation you can think of, we shot ourselves in the foot. And that's just, the one thing that we are trying to hammer home to our guys, yesterday is we just can't beat ourselves. When you're in a 2-point game, whether it be a field goal, a holding call, jumping off sides, whatever it might be, a discipline issue on your own sideline, you cannot do those things and win tight football games. We did an incredible job 2 weeks ago coming back from 24 down to beat Upper Iowa. That's finding a way to get a win. You go down to Wayne in a 2-point game when you're trying to find a way to win that close game. You can't have 10 penalties for 102 yards and expect to get out of there with a victory. So a lot of good, but at the end of the day, when you look back on it, Tech beat themselves on Saturday, and that's just the end of the story. Our guys will be ready. It's a rivalry game. We've been talking about it since August 11th. This is something that we talk about daily. It's a game that, the old cliche, you throw out the records. Both of us coming in on skids right now, if you will. We start hot on a 2-game losing streak now, and, they're trying to find themselves as well, and, doing some good things over there as the season goes on as well. So they get us at their place at nighttime. It's going to be an odd travel day for us, being the same day travel and having to leave early and everything else. So, a lot of things going against us outside of just the football game itself. But, we need to go down and play a complete game. I said this 2 weeks ago to you guys. We have not yet put together a full defense, offense, special teams where everybody is clicking at the same time. So that is focus number one. But ultimately, when you play in a rivalry game, we cannot turn the football over. Anything that could be, momentum building for the opposite team where we're creating those issues ourselves, penalties with the discipline, turning the football over, so on. We cannot have any of those situations where it's our missed assignments or, pre-snap, post-snap penalties that are going to give them any more ammo than they already need. So got to play a clean football game, and obviously, we've talked about it before, but our toughness, physicality, things that we talk about on a daily basis, that's clearly got to show up in a rivalry game as well.